my friends. It is SS Coulter, author of the Fassa Tails, and I am so excited today because we are about to start book 3. That is right. We are doing activity 1 from book 3 in the series, ROWLF. And because it is so much fun, I think every activity we do from this book, we should bark the name of the title together. So on the count of 3, I want everybody to bark ROWLF with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. ROWLF! That was excellent. Okay, before we get started with activity 1, I'd like you to go get permission from an adult to be online with me. So go ahead and get permission and come back and we will get started. All right, now that you have permission, let's get started with activity 1. It is called Joy in Your Name. And whether you have the electronic copy of the book or the paper copy, it is on page 47. There it is, Joy in Your Name. Like so many of the other activities we've done together, it has what you need, the summary, directions, extra challenge, and things to talk about. So let's get started with what you need. You need coloring utensils, paper, and a writing utensil. So for the coloring utensils, I am going to use markers. I use markers because I'm doing these activities with you online and I want to make sure that you can see what I'm doing. But if you don't want to use markers, if you'd rather use crayons or colored pencils, that is great. Anything you use that you're comfortable with is excellent. For the paper, you can grab scrap paper. You can grab a little notebook like this if that's what you have. You can grab blank paper. Any paper will do. And then for a writing utensil, I would suggest you grab a pencil, because you might want to erase some things when you start this, and I'll explain more in the directions, but maybe grab a pencil, okay? So I am going to put 2 minutes on my timer and give you 2 minutes to go get these items, but if you need more time, just hit pause. Okay, so I'm going to start the timer at 2 minutes, and I'll see you back here in just a little bit. Welcome back. We've gathered our materials, so let's get started with the summary for this activity. It says, Fassa and Allie were so excited to receive their collars with their names on them. Now it's time for you to be excited about your name and the things you like about yourself. The directions say you are going to make an acrostic poem with the letters of your name. Well, first off, what's an acrostic poem? It says right here that an acrostic poem is a type of poetry where the first, last, or other letters in a line spell out a particular word or phrase, like your name. That might seem a little confusing right now, but let's keep reading the directions and it will become more clear, okay? So we'll start over again. It says, you are going to make an acrostic poem with the letters of your name. For each letter, Pick something you like about yourself or something that describes you. It can be one word, a few words, or even a full sentence. The first part of the activity says, write your name in large letters going down the left side of the page like this. So we're going to do it with Fassa's name. So you see it right here? So you're going to take your name and write it down the left side of a piece of paper like we did with Fassa's name here, F-A-S-S-A. So I'll show you mine. I decided to do my full name, so I did S.S. Coulter. So I wrote it down the left side of the paper like it shows here. The reason I wanted you to grab a pencil for this is because when you do this, if you don't space it out correctly, it can get kind of hard. The first time I did it, I actually made my S's way too big, and so I didn't have enough room for Coulter. So I decided to do it with a pencil first, so I made sure that I made the letters pretty close to the same size so I could get them all the way down the page and fit them all on here. And then I went over it with marker. So that's why I wanted you to grab a pencil just in case you wanted to do that, okay? So the next part of the activity, number 2, says, after you do that, for each letter, write something about yourself. For example, we'll show you Fassa again. Friendly, awesome, super fun, silly, and a really great hugger. Do you remember when he hugged the little girl? That was great. All right, and then the third part, you're going to decorate your paper. So let me show you mine again. I did another one, and I wrote stuff about myself on there. So here's what I did. So here's said SS Coulter, and then for everyone, I wrote something that described me or I like about myself. So I'm silly. I smile a lot. I love smiling. I can't get enough of pools. If there were pools in my life every day, every hour, I would be so happy. I love swimming. I'm optimistic, so that means I am hopeful about things. Like in Plot Twist 2, when Rocky has a positive perspective, that means he's optimistic. I'm unlikely to eat beets. Ugh, I do not like beets. I don't like them. I love cats and dogs. I'm trustworthy. I'm energetic. And I really, really like doing these activities with you. So that is an acrostic poem about me. So what I want you to do now is take 10 minutes to write an acrostic poem about yourself. So you're going to write your name down the left side of the piece of paper and then write things you like about yourself or that describe you on it. If you need help, ask your mom or your dad or a sibling to help you come up with things about yourself, okay? And have a great time doing it. And then after you get the stuff on there, I want you to decorate the paper. That was number 3 in the directions, was to decorate your poem. So while you guys are doing your poem, I will go out and I'll decorate mine and I'll show it when we come back together. So I'm going to put 10 minutes on my timer. But as I always say, if you need more than 10 minutes, please hit pause and take as much time as you need. I want you to have a wonderful time thinking about things you like about yourself, things that describe you, and then decorate it in a way that makes you feel awesome. Okay, so take as much time as you need. I will start the 10 minutes, but pause it if you need more time. We are back. Did you have a fun time thinking about all the amazing things about yourself and things that describe you and making an acrostic poem and then drawing fun pictures on it? I hope so. We're going to move on to the extra challenge. We're going to do another acrostic poem, but for someone else. The extra challenge says, make an acrostic poem for someone you love, like your parents or best friend, and read or send it to them. For example, here's one about Allie. Always a good friend, loves to snuggle, looks good in her purple collar. Remember when she got her collar, how excited she was? And then you can depend on her. How she waited in the yard for Fassa to come back from Rocky's yard. So that's a great poem about someone Fassa loves, Allie. So I decided to do one about my mom, and her name is Susan. So I wrote this about my mom. She is sweet, understanding, smart, a cookie monster. My mom eats lots of cookies and never lets me down. So I chose to do one about my mom. I still have to color pictures on it that remind me of her, but I'm going to do that later. I'd like you to pick some people. You can do it about everyone in your family if you want to. You can do it about several of your friends. Write their name and think about all the wonderful things you like about them and make them poems. They will love it. All right, fabulous poets. I just know you just made people's day by making them acrostic poems, and that is wonderful. Let's look at the things to talk about. As always, I'd like you to find someone that you can talk to about these things because we can't talk with the screen in the way, but let's read through them together. The first one says, was it nice to think about the things you like about yourself and others? And the second thing is for an adult to talk to you about. It says, adults, share with your kids the things you like about them and help them write another acrostic poem about themselves. Yeah, so go talk to your parents and adults, your grandparents, about what they like about you and have them help you write another poem. You are a wonderful person and you should hear all the wonderful things about you all the time. Okay? So go ahead and do the things to talk about. Okay, guys, we've come to the end of activity 1, but if you would like to share any of your acrostic poems that you did today with me, I would love to see them. So if you ask an adult to look in the description of this video, I put my Facebook group and my email. And if it's okay with them, they can send me your poems so I can see what an excellent poet you are. Okay? Now, until we meet again, I want you to remember that you are awesome. Your imagination is awesome. You are a fabulous poet. And I want you to have fun.